Yo, what's up, guys? Today we are reacting to something that many of you from India have been telling me that you guys have studied about Brazil, which is my country. So let's see. This is a video that actually talks about the 10th standard geography. So Maharastra board. This is Brazil and India. So, hey, you guys are studying about my country. Let's see if, there's something that I know. Maybe you guys know more about my country than I know about my country. So, what problems did India and Brazil face after independence? This is the class that we're going to take today, and the link to the video is in the description. Go check it out and go leave this teacher a message saying, Teacher Paul sent me. Good job. Let's see. Let's watch. महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्ड
महाराष्ट्र बोर्ड के 10th स्टैंडर्ड में ज्योग्राफी इस सब्जेक्ट के अंतर्गत एक सवाल जो आपके सामने आया है, उसी सवाल का जवाब हम इस वीडियो में जानेंगे। दोस्तों, ये जो सवाल है चैप्टर नंबर 2 से है,
लोकेशन एंड एक्सटेंट।
इस चैप्टर से
We said it together.
सवाल जो है वो कुछ इस तरह से है। What problems did Brazil and India faced after independence? दोस्तों, आगे बढ़ने से पहले हमारे इस वीडियो को लाइक ज़रूर कीजिए और हमारे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कर देना दोस्तों। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं इस वीडियो को। दोस्तों, सवाल को एक बार फिर से दोहराता हूँ। What problems did Brazil and India face after independence? इस सवाल का मतलब है कि भारत और ब्राज़ील इन दोनों देशों ने अपने स्वतंत्र होने के बाद कौन सी समस्याओं का सामना किया। तो चलिए इस सवाल का हम जवाब देखते हैं।
Let's see. If you know the answer, let me know in the comments. Let's actually do this as a test. Let's see how much you know about Brazil. Let's see if you guys have studied 10th standard geography and if you remember about Brazil. So pause the video, write the answer, maybe think of the answer in your head, and then let me know if you got that right. At the end, let's see how many you get right. Do you guys know Brazil? Or do you only know football, Pele, Neymar, Carnaval, women, samba? How much do you actually know about Brazil?
There were many common problems that Brazil and India face after independence. Some of them are as follows. इसका मतलब है कि स्वतंत्र होने के बाद भारत और ब्राज़ील इन दोनों देशों ने कई समान समस्याओं का सामना किया। उनमें से कुछ समस्याएं कुछ इस तरह से है। फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज बोथ वेयर अंडर कॉलोनियल गवर्नमेंट्स। आज़ाद होने से पहले दोनों ही देश उपनिवेशिक शासन के अंतर्गत दूसरे देशों के अधीन थे। इंडिया वॉज अंडर द ब्रिटिश रूल। इंडिया गॉट इट्स इंडिपेंडेंस इन 1947।
When did Brazil get its independence? Let me know in the comments. We were under Portuguese rule, which I don't know which is worse. Was it the Spanish? Was it the British? Was it the Portuguese? Who had the worst? I think Spanish was very cruel. But Portuguese, bro, those guys were cruel. And I know British was also cruel. So everybody was cruel.
अपने भारत देश पे अंग्रेज़ों की हुकूमत थी और भारत यह देश 1947 में आज़ाद हुआ। While Brazil was under Portuguese rule, Brazil gained its independence in 1822। जबकि ब्राज़ील इस देश पे पोर्तुगीज शासन का राज्य था। ब्राज़ील सन 1822 में आज़ाद हुआ था।
And this is why the official language of Brazil is Portuguese. We don't speak anything else. We only speak Portuguese. Of course, we do have the indigenous language, which is called Tupi-Guarani. Tupi-Guarani is the language of the indigenous people who are actually called Indians. Because when the Portuguese arrived in Brazil, they actually were trying to go to India, and they actually found Brazil, and they started calling the indigenous people Indians. So that's basically how, we're called, like, not we, but the indigenous people were called native Indians, right? In Brazil, we call it Índio. And then when we want to talk about India, now there's a difference, Indiano. So you guys are Indianos, while people from indigenous tribes are called Índios. So very similar.
इसके बाद इस जवाब में हम देखेंगे पॉइंट नंबर 2. सेकंड पॉइंट इज बोथ कंट्रीज फेस्ड फाइनेंशियल डिफिकल्टीज.
A lot.
इसका मतलब यह है कि दोनों देशों के सामने
Brazil is a very poor country, but we are together in the BRICS. Brazil, India, China, no, sorry, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are in the BRICS as emerging countries. So, our financial situation is going up. Actually, Brazil's economy was going up until the pandemic hit. Now, we're going back, taking a few steps back, but still, Brazil is still growing, and hopefully, we will get to first world status very soon, along with India.
आर्थिक अड़चनें खड़ी थी. मैनेजमेंट ऑफ रिसोर्सेस एंड इट्स प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन विद इन द कंट्री वेयर चैलेंजेस फॉर बोथ द कंट्रीज. अपने अपने देश में मौजूद नैसर्गिक साधन संपत्ति का सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल करने का आह्वान दोनों देशों के सामने खड़ा था.
Both are developing countries.
Now both are developing countries and major exporters to the world.
Yes.
For example, cast iron, coal, sugar cane, coffee.
Sugarcane. I thought sugarcane only existed in Brazil because I was traveling, the world, and then I couldn't find any sugarcane. We always needed to export it from Brazil. But then I started watching Indian movies and Indian videos and Indian content, and I saw that you guys also have sugarcane, and I was like, whoa, see, Brazil and India, we like to sip on sugarcane. And in Brazil, it's very traditional for us to eat pastry. Well, it's not your type of pastry. It's kind of like a deep fried you guys actually have deep fried what's it called? Oh, those triangle snacks that you have that it's deep fried? We have that, but it's not a triangle, it's actually a rectangle, and we call it pastel. So it's kind of like a minced beef, or you can put chicken also. You can put like pizza filling, anything in that. And we eat pastel com caldo de cana, which is this deep fried snack with sugar cane. What is the name? It's samosa. There we go. So the texture of a samosa? We have that, but in a rectangle. We also have samosa in Brazil, which is an Indian, delicacy. Is that the name? But in Indian snack, we also have those, but it's a Brazilian kind of adaptation, and we eat it with sugarcane. Do you guys do that? We eat, this deep fried with sugarcane. It's a nice balance. And then we also put a little bit of pineapple juice, if you want to, or lime juice with sugarcane is marvelous. It's amazing. It's very good.
इस समय दोनों ही देश विकसनशील देश है.
Coffee. Brazilian coffee is strong. I like Brazilian coffee. In fact, I only drink Brazilian coffee. It's crazy because whenever I go to Brazil, I buy like 10 packets. And it's not that I only drink Brazilian coffee, but it's I like to drink coffee from Brazil. So whenever I travel home, I buy a lot of packets and I bring it with me.
और दोनों ही देश बड़े निर्यातक के रूप में सामने आए हैं. दोनों ही देश मुख्य रूप से कास्ट आयरन, कोल, शक्कर आदि उत्पादों का निर्यात करते हैं. इसके बाद पॉइंट नंबर 3 जो है वो कुछ इस तरह से है. पॉइंट नंबर 3, फेसिंग एक्सटर्नल वॉर्स एंड सिविल वॉर्स. दोनों ही देशों ने बाह्य युद्ध या अंतर्गत युद्धों का सामना किया?
So I think the difference is that Brazil doesn't have one exact enemy. I think we are in good standings with every country around us, like Argentina. We are rivals in football, but I don't think there's like that political stress nowadays.
India faced
Brazil had many, hard wars, like civil wars, but nowadays we have war on terror. Brazil's terror situation, not terrorists, but trafficking. That's like a huge thing in Brazil. So yeah.
3 external wars. First war is with Indochina War of 1962, then India-Pakistan War of 1965 and 1971, while Brazil's population fought against military coup which led to civil unrest.
Yeah.
आज़ादी मिलने के बाद भारत को 3 बाह्य युद्धों का सामना करना पड़ा, जिनमें से पहला युद्ध
And there was almost a coup last year because our president Bolsonaro, who is an ex-militant, he was he felt cheated, and then Lula, which is our current president, he won the election. And the problem is that Lula was in jail before becoming the president for a third time. So there was almost a coup. The Brazilians invaded our White House. It's not, we don't have a White House, but they invaded where I don't know the name in English. It's the main office. I can't remember the name, but the parliament, let's say. Anyways, but everybody was expecting there to be a civil war after this happened. But, Bolsonaro didn't go that far, and he didn't. But he could have easily taken the army, and overtaken the office. He could have easily done that. But that didn't happen. Thankfully.
युद्ध 1962 में चीन के साथ हुआ, तो दूसरा युद्ध पाकिस्तान के साथ 1965 में हुआ, और पाकिस्तान के साथ तीसरा युद्ध 1971 में हुआ। इसी तरह ब्राज़ील की जनता ने भी अंतर्गत युद्धों का सामना किया, जिनमें जनता और वहाँ की मिलिट्री आपस में ही कई बार भिड़ गए, जिस वजह से ब्राज़ील में अशांति का वातावरण हो गया था। इसके बाद चौथा और आखिरी जो पॉइंट है वो है पॉइंट नंबर 4।
I know this might be a strange question for you guys, but is there corruption in India? Because I feel like India is very reasonable, and it's democratic. I feel like it's one of the most democratic countries. So corruption, I know that there's corruption everywhere, but when you talk about my country, Brazil, corruption is like, if you want to become a politician, it means that you just want easy money. That's basically like 100%. We think every politician is corrupt. That's what we think in my country. Now in India, from what I've been seeing people comment, I don't see a lot of people like talking about the corruption in India. In fact, it's the other way around. I think many of you guys compliment the politicians, like Modi, for example. That's your president, right? Modi, I think that's his name. I'm not 100% into this like information, but I believe that's his name. And you guys like support him a lot. So, but of course, I know that there are some individuals in every country that happens. But anyways, poverty, I know that India is known to the world as a poor country, although you guys have a very strong economy, and I think with the exposition or the exposure that India is having, especially if India starts gaining more notability with the movies and the music, and if they start stealing the scene from Hollywood, then many people will start to realize that, India also has a lot of riches, and, it is a developing country. The same thing with my country. So everybody thought Brazil was a jungle until Pele came in and started showing the world, Brazil is actually more than just jungle. It's football also. And then the World Cup came, and many people started seeing that Brazil is actually huge, and it's a strong economy, and we don't all jump on, like, we don't swing from tree to tree. We actually have mega cities. In fact, my city, São Paulo, has more than 100,000 medium-rise buildings, which is, I think, more than 120,000, I repeat, medium-rise buildings, which is, I think, the number one city with the most medium-rise buildings in the world. That's the number one city. Can you imagine that? And it's a if you look São Paulo images, you'll see the field of buildings. In fact, I want to actually show you that. If I can pull up a image of São Paulo, because many people don't know that Brazil is like huge and such a big potential. Bro, this is absolutely insane. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys to see how big São Paulo is. In fact, there's actually a news article that I'm seeing that it says that São Paulo is gaining 1,000 buildings in per year. That is insane. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Okay. Look at this. This is São Paulo for you guys. This is my city. This is where I was born. Look at this image right here. Can you see that? Look at this image. Look at that. Those are all buildings, bro. All of it, just buildings upon buildings upon buildings. In fact, over here, if you read, São Paulo has more buildings than houses. Can you imagine that? Look at that. It's like a forest, but of cement. Isn't that insane? Isn't that crazy, bruv? Look at that. In fact, I used to live in a place where, look at that. That is crazy. That is crazy, bro. Anyways, guys, I used to live in a place where there were, I think, 18 buildings in the same location. So it was a closed compound in my city, in my neighborhood. It was a closed condominium because the area was pretty dangerous. It still is very dangerous. And there were 18 buildings in that closed compound. And there were more than 100,000 people living there. Can you imagine? That is just a compound, a condominium, bro. 100,000 people. That is insane. And of course, I'm not going to talk to you guys. You guys are from India. You know how population can get high. But still, I find it amusing that, Brazil has, like São Paulo, my city, is the biggest city with the most high, actually not high rises, I think that's Tokyo, but medium high rises. Because these aren't like skyscrapers, these are just medium high buildings. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
पुअर्टी एंड करप्शन, गरीबी और भ्रष्टाचार. पुअर्टी एंड करप्शन were the major issue that both country has faced. Brazil and India are still struggling with those problems.
The biggest problem in Brazil right now is corruption. I honestly think if Brazil did not have corrupt politicians, it would be a first world country. Because the amount of money that has been, stolen from politicians is absurd. It's insane. So I think if there were honest people from the beginning, then we would be like a Singapore. We would be like a Dubai, honestly, because we would be like a United States of America. We would be, because if you guys take a look, when the British took over the United States of America, United States of America, it actually became what it is today, right? But when the Portuguese took over Brazil, it became so corrupt. Even though I know the United States is corrupt and crazy misleading and crazy, they crazy manipulative. I know, I understand. Anyways, let's keep going.
आज़ादी मिलने के बाद ब्राज़ील और भारत दोनों ही देशों ने गरीबी और भ्रष्टाचार जैसी समस्याओं का सामना किया. ये दोनों समस्याएं ब्राज़ील और भारत के सामने अभी भी मौजूद है. तो दोस्तों, आपको इस तरह से इस सवाल का जवाब लिखना चाहिए ताकि आपको
Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe, and go check out the teacher's video also. So, yeah. I'm checking India's president, and I think it changed, right? There's a new president in India. Oh, from last year. So the president in India now is Draupadi Murmu. Oh, okay. So forgive me for, my misinformation. I knew I had heard something about that, so I had to research and see. So Draupadi Murmu is the new president. Okay. Good. Guys, I will see you. Actually, wait. There has been more presidents after Modi. Is that correct? Bro, what is going on? Why did I think Narendra Modi was the current president? I think because of many videos that I received, short videos. So the current president is Draupadi Murmu. Bro, I need to catch up. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Brazil and India video. If you have more videos like this and you want me to react to it, and if you want to learn more about my country, let me know in the comments down below. And you guys can leave your messages also and your comments so I can, learn a little bit more about India. And guys, thank you for watching. See you soon. Dhanyavad, Dhanyavada, and bye-bye. Take care now.